Hello everybody, I'm here today with Alan. Hello Alan.
Hello.
Yeah, it's very early for Alan. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, but it's 3 o'clock for me. It's not so warm today, but it feels warm. Yesterday it was in the 30s, and today my computer says 14. It's like half the temperature, but it more or less feels the same as yesterday. Anyway, yes, Alan, we've come together today because Alan's brought another concept in. What's your concept after you watched the video, didn't you?
Yeah.
So the video is, go on then, you say.
Well, you want me to answer that?
Yes, I do. He's a cheeky man, he is, cheeky.
Jesus was Cesar.
And today we're going to have a guest, James Stevens Valliant, to discuss his work, Francesco Carota, at the same time bring in his own personal thoughts on how it's not just Julius Caesar, but that the Flavian dynasty is involved in the development of the New Testament Gospels and Jesus Christ. You know, many scholars have recognized, for example, in the Gospel of Luke, that there are some connections to Josephus, even in the book of Acts. Well, if Josephus, being a very important figure in not only history, but also in the Roman Empire to the Flavian dynasty, could there not be more of a connection? Now, before you guys say, hey, get your tinfoil hat off and stop being a crazy conspiracy theorist, I want you to consider the evidence that we bring today, the parallels. I want you to say, at the end of this show, if you think that any of this stuff is significant or if any of this makes sense to you. These parallels and these connections between Julius Caesar and his life that we have historically written that predate the gospel narratives and into the gospel narratives of Jesus Christ seem very much alike, almost to the point of identical in some cases, in certain spots. Usually when we look at parallels, we look at archetypes. So some stuff may not be exact, but it's very close. And Francesco Carota, who's a linguist, also saw a lot of interesting things he wrote in his book of how words look very similar, or there might be changing of words. Enjoy the show. Put your comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified anytime we drop another video.
After watching the video or researching a bit, do you kind of believe that now?
Well, in that saying, Jesus was Caesar, well, I don't think there was a Jesus.
Right, but it's very crazy that he's JC and Jesus Christ.
Right.
Julius Caesar, Jesus Christ. I mean, that bit's a bit weird, isn't it? They've got the same initials.
Yeah, and the story of Caesar is like the same story as Jesus. They both died at the same day, in the same age.
Except, obviously, Jesus was crucified and Caesar was stabbed.
Right. Pierced.
I would have never have thought that, you know, like I got, a few months ago, I decided to watch Cleopatra and all this sort of hoo-ha about how wonderful the actors were and everything like that, and I watched it and it was 3 hours and it was like 3 hours too long. It had obviously Elizabeth Taylor in it.
Yeah.
It just felt too long. Like, wow, I was bored to death. But I hadn't realised that at the end of that, it was going to be turned into to Jesus. Why would they make him a king like that?
Yeah, I'm thinking the Jews have manipulated all this, because I'm thinking somehow Caesar must have been some kind of a Jew.
But he was emperor.
I know, but why would he live a life and profane his life like the prophecies of Jesus?
So obviously people haven't watched this video. We can't really play it. It's an hour and 14 minutes long. Do you want to just explain? Because obviously he talks to someone and this other person saying out of his book why he feels that it's Julius Caesar is Jesus Christ. Do you want to explain a little bit for the people? Or your interpretation of it. Come on.
Of that Joseph Atwell.
Yeah, he was talking to someone in his video, wasn't he?
Yeah. Kind of hard to remember a lot of what was said.
Was it you that gave me the videos, or was it? It was.
Yeah.
It was. Oh gosh, what's his name? It was the other person. We're following the wrong God. That would make sense if Julius Caesar was Jesus, wouldn't it? We're following the wrong people.
Because they said Julius Caesar didn't have short hair; he had long hair, and supposedly they have Jesus, a white man, but have long hair. But in fact, he was a Jew, dark-skinned and short hair.
Well, at the moment, he can be blonde and blue-eyed, dark, light. He can be any colour you want.
Well, they made him, in all cultures, they all have a Jesus, a black Jesus, orange, all different cultures.
Yeah. Well, we'll have played a tiny bit of the video at the beginning of this just to explain that this is what they're talking about. The name of the video is up there, so please go and watch it. Obviously, quite a few people are listening to this guy talking. We're all looking for the answers, aren't we, Alan?
Yeah.
It kind of would. I actually think that, when I was looking at churches, you just don't notice these things, and then I suddenly noticed that, especially like I saw it in the Catholic Church, but I've seen it in other churches where you put the Bible on an eagle. So it has to be their book.
Yeah.
It's going on. It's in the Roman Empire and it's on their eagle.
Yeah.
So I thought that it was probably their book, and that would make sense then, because then that would be a real whammy, though, isn't it? If it was Julius Caesar. Oh my goodness, that just totally changes the whole story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He couldn't have been a martyr, could he?
No.
So what's the, because obviously you've watched the video, what's some of the similarities that they're saying? The same initials. They died on the same day. Is there anything else you can remember?
Well, he portrayed himself as helping the poor and not so much the rich. He left his inheritance for the poor.
So if he was a Roman emperor, he was one of the better ones, actually. So he was murdered because he was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
What a crazy story to make up, though, Alan.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar with Serapis and Ptolemy the First, the general of Alexander.
Yeah. Well, we keep finding all these extra little bits in our history, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So what's everybody else's thoughts then? That Julius Caesar was Jesus Christ. A lot of people will go, that's preposterous. But this is what this video is talking about, and obviously Alan sent it to me to watch. Anything else from this one, Alan?
Well, I don't notice that Julius Caesar didn't have 12 apostles following after him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't make a church afterwards either.
Right.
But then the Catholic Church that came from Peter, he was the first pope, was a Jew.
So that falls in then, does it?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's very hard to put any of the pieces together in the first place, to be honest.
No, it isn't.
It isn't. You think it's easy?
It is. Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you get a bit more information, and you think, oh, maybe that bit's not right then, and you just go on like that. So all you do is get masses of information. So he'd married Cleopatra then, hadn't he?
Yeah.
So he had a son.
But they do say that Cleopatra was Mary Magdalene.
Right. Well, she had his son, didn't she?
Yeah.
So that changes the story a bit, because obviously in the Bible Jesus doesn't have any children.
No.
Well, we brought that concept up for people to think about, that maybe Jesus, after all, was Julius Caesar. Shall we go on to another bit now, Alan?
Well, one other little correlation I've discovered is in the Tatarian Empire. I think it's Ralph Ellis that says that Jesus didn't die on the cross. He got put to the farthest region of the kingdom and lived his life out.
So the story they're telling you here isn't quite right then anyway.
Right. It's like there's two different stories to go by.
Which one do you think then? Either? None of them?
I think neither.
You don't think he was Julius Caesar then?
I kind of...
Oh yeah, because you don't believe that Jesus existed.
Yeah. And how do we know Julius Caesar even existed?
Yeah, he's good in a movie, isn't he? Stab, 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 he's
Yeah.
dead, we've killed him. Yeah, it's good for a movie set. Yeah.
And we know that the elites control all information, ink on paper, with their fictitious stories in books.
Well, they do that, Alan. Yes, they do that. So that we don't know what's real and what's not real anymore, do we?
Right.
Well, we don't. You're just bombarded with bits of history, and those, when you find them out, they don't match in with anything else. You know, I've worked things out for myself about the star map and how all the flags match into the Union Jack, and the Union Jack fits on the star map. You know, I've worked these things out myself. You right there? Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sending us that. And anyway, it's just another bit of information for the people. Another topic to talk about. Yeah. Should we move on now, Alan?
Yeah, it's all about slavery.
Yeah, I
And the
was
law.
going to say to you when we started here, maybe that we don't realise we're just living in a big prison anyway.
Yeah, we're under the law. And the law is slavery.
Yeah.
That was another one I sent you, the last one.
Well, I haven't watched that one yet, sorry. I've had a bit going on at the moment. Obviously, I said it on the Hangout the other day that Mickey fell over the other day and broke his hip, so obviously he's the one that's been through the operation. He had an operation yesterday, so it's been a bit manic this last few days.
How old is he?
He's 52.
Okay.
Yeah, not very nice for him. Yeah, but anyway, shall we move on to the next bit then? I was going to stop the video for a second. Yeah, another little project that Alan's got on the go at the moment is that he's building his own house, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this one here is where Alan lives at the moment in his trailer, and he's building this because he wants to move into this on his land, don't you?
Yep.
So how long have you been building that for then?
Well, I just did it this spring.
And how long has it taken you? And how big is it then?
It's two buildings hooked together. One is 12 by 14, the other is a 12 by 10. And the 12 by 10 is my bedroom.
Wow. So Alan's got some land. He's got a trailer on it. He's building this house. You've got an array of cars, haven't you? You need a garage for the cars. But yeah, so you've been building this all out of rescue wood. You know, it's all reused wood, is it? You know, you're reusing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you think you'll get this finished then?
Well, it's pretty much done except for some inside work.
Have you got any pictures inside of it, Alan?
Yeah, I sent you a couple.
Okay, 1 second. Let's move on. Let's go and find those. This is it in the daytime. I think it looks better in the daytime. Oh, it's really weird. The flames have stopped, but they've gone... Oh, that's really weird, that picture. The flames have stopped, and then there's a gap, and then there's some flames on top. Did you see that, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah. Oh, it's all wooded behind you. That's quite nice, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So how long have you lived here?
23 years.
Right. And you'll basically be off-grid then, yeah?
No.
No? So you'll have electric and everything in there?
Yeah.
Well, that's good then. How big's the house you're in at the moment then?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath trailer. 14 by 70.
So it's not... So where you're moving into isn't much smaller than where you're moving out of then, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's got 3 bedrooms in it.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Will you leave the caravan there or will you remove the caravan?
The caravan. Oh, that camper?
The trailer you're living in. What will you do? Leave that there?
Yeah, for a time being.
So what made you want to build the house then?
Because I had most of the pieces.
So is this a project then more than anything, or you can't wait to move in there?
Right.
That's the one, you can't wait to move in there.
Yeah.
So what have you got to do? Oh yeah, we're going to move. Let's move on then. Let's just stop the video for a moment. Let's just find some more pictures. So we're inside Alan's little house now. That looks, this just said it's going to be his bedroom. This is going to be his living area here. And you've got this little fire here.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that going? In the middle?
It's in one of the corners.
Right. So, what have you got to do in here then? A bit in the roof?
I've got the roof done. I have to do the inside ceiling yet.
All right, that's some nice wood. Yeah, you can see your table now and some chairs. All right, what have you got on the floor then? Some tiles?
Just some wood pieces, wood squares.
Right, so we're just looking. Got a picture up, Alan. I can see a picture up. That's your bed. Oh, you sleep in there, do you?
Yep.
What's that like? Is it nice and comfortable?
Yeah, it's nice and big.
Oh, wow. And so what are you going to put under the bed? Storage?
Yep.
Cupboards?
I'm thinking a small table and some chairs.
Oh, right. Is it that tall then? Is it nearly 6 foot up or something?
Yeah, it's about 5 feet high.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
I'm a short person, so I can fit under there nice.
Yeah, you're a shorty, aren't you? Oh, it's really good, Alan. I'm just looking at a few of the pictures. Let's move on to the next one now. All right, we're on your bed. Yeah, just taking some pictures of the bed. So you'll be small living, won't you, really, at that size?
Mm-hmm.
We're outside now with the fire. Is there any more pictures inside, Alan?
Yeah.
1 second, let's find them. I'm looking at one of your walls, Alan. You've got some pictures up. Lot of it is quite long bits of wood, and then there's some shorter bits. How long did it take you to do all this?
About a month.
Oh, well, that's not too bad then.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, it went up pretty fast.
Somebody's messaging away, but How long? What are you going to do to that, by the way? What are you going to do? You're going to finish that wall off, or?
Yeah.
So what? Just sand it down a bit.
No, I don't think I need to do any sanding.
Okay, so what are you going to do? What, is it going to stay like that then?
Well, I'm going to do some trim.
Right.
That picture I wasn't quite done with the room yet when I took it.
That's okay. Let's move on and see what the next one's like. See if the next one's in the house. Oh, right, you've got longer bits of wood. Oh, so see, it's made of lots of different bits of wood. Long, short bits of wood. Big, fat bits of smaller wood. Okay. And newer wood and older wood.
Yep.
There's somebody playing a guitar now.
Oh. Oh, you must be, okay, you must have just went there and you can see a bunch of my pictures. I don't have to keep sending them then.
Is that you then, playing the guitar?
No, that's a friend of mine.
Let's go on to the next one. Come on, move on. It's not, are they? Oh, there's Alan. Right, let's go on to the next one. Sitting in his house. Oh, where did you get the windows from?
My old trailer.
Right.
I had a trailer before the one I have now, and I put windows in that trailer, so I took the windows out when I demolished the trailer.
Oh, that's good then. Is it quite light in there?
In the cabin?
Yeah.
When the doors are open, I just have two front windows. No windows on the sides or the back wall.
Right. So you have put insulating in and stuff like that in between?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, behind the walls, I got insulation.
Right. It'd be really nice to see it when you finished it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So do you have any damp proofing in there for the floor?
I've got 2 layers of floor.
Right.
I got decking floors down first, and then square boards on top of it. And a bunch of sawdust under it. In between the 2 floors, it's I got a lot of sawdust.
Well, that's good then, because you need something to protect you from the ground and the cold, don't you? You don't want to be moving into a shed, do you?
No.
Oh, well done, Alan. At least you're taking the initiative to make your own place.
Right.
See what you can do. So how many? Right, yeah.
Yeah, all them wall boards I got from my dad after he passed away.
Oh. Well, that's good then that you've used it on your house, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Alan. Just going through another picture. Yay. Alan's making his own. Oh, there's a picture of you before you've put the outside on. You're putting it together. Oh, right. So it's on kind of stilts then, the little place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all free. It's not anchored. I didn't have to have no permit or nothing.
Yeah, well done for making your own home, Alan. You quite proud of yourself?
Yeah.
So you've got to put the electrics in and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I'm just running extension cord right now.
Are you already spending quite a lot of time in there? Because obviously you haven't quite finished it yet, have you?
No.
So we're
Yeah,
looking
it only took like a month to put up.
Well, that's good then. Yeah, we're watching you do the floor. Now we're back in your... This is in your caravan then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at all your goodies. We're on one of your cars now.
Is that the orange one?
Yeah, I think it is orange. MCW7554.
That's my Dukes of Hazzard car.
Yeah. It is 1980s. Yeah, you like the 1980s, don't you?
No, it's a 1971 Plymouth Satellite.
Right. Or is it the 70s you like? I know that you like certain...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like period things, don't you? Maybe 80s, 70s.
60s and 70s.
That's your favourite time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move on then. Oh yeah, there's another one in there. It's got Cooper on the wheels.
My favorite one though is the '79 Thunderbird.
Yeah, have you got any pictures of that on here?
Yep.
Well, keep going,
Somewhere.
Alan. We're going through your pictures. We're on a
Okay.
Chevrolet. How many cars have you got?
Right now I've got 3 cars and 4 trucks and a van.
Oh, there you are with a hat on. Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Listing location. What's that about then? You got the world up. Have we gone too far now? Or are we still on the right things?
I'm not sure. Can't see what you're looking at.
A map of the world.
Oh.
Let's just stop it a minute. Let's just stop it. Well, Alan, this is the wood burner that's in his caravan. That's a great big beast. Well, it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How old's that then, Alan?
I'd say, I'm not sure. It's probably 50, 75 years old. I don't know.
Wow, it looks quite old. Wow, let's move on. Let's go across his pickies. See what else is on here then. We're on your stove. Oh, we're looking at... Actually, we're going to stop now because we're looking at your personal pictures, I think. We're now with Alan's pride and glory, aren't we, Alan? What is this car?
It's a '71 Thunderbird.
Yeah. You really like this car, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it oh, you don't ride it in the winter, do you? You keep it locked up in the winter, don't you?
Yep. Keep it in my garage.
Yeah. So what made you buy that? You just wanted one?
Yeah, I seen it listed, and for the price, I thought it would be the best buy that I could buy because it doesn't have any rust and low mileage.
Yeah.
And it's the Sun car.
The Sun
The
car.
Thunderbird. It's the Phoenix.
Oh, right. Yeah. It just looks like a big American car to me.
Oh, it's nice and smooth.
Yeah. Are you trying to get, like, how many more cars do you want then, Alan? Or is it you stopping now?
I think I'm stopping.
Yeah, you're building now, aren't you, instead?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Is that a 2-seater, really, or is it a 4-seater, 5-seater?
Well, the front seat you can have 3 in there, and the back you can have 3.
Oh, really?
It's,
Oh, that's right.
it's,
Okay.
it's, yeah, it doesn't have bucket seats.
Right. That's
It's,
really,
it's a two-door.
yeah, I can see that. That's why I was asking. Well, that's brilliant, Alan. Alan's collecting cars. Well, no, he's finished his collection now. He's stopping there, but very nice, Alan. Yeah, we saw this picture in your collection here of this house. You want to say a little bit about this house then, Alan?
Yeah, it's a house uptown, on the outskirts of town. It's an old house.
Is it? I think that call almost came through to me. I said it said something.
I got a phone call coming. It won't take but a second.
Okay, we're just stopping for a minute. You saying, Alan?
I discovered this house uptown, but I haven't inquired about it all yet. I have to find out what year it was made and the story about it.
Is it actually boarded off? It looks like the windows, some of the windows, like the one on the edge, is boarded off. Is it open, or is someone living there, or it's empty?
It's empty. Nobody living there.
You could have moved in there, Alan.
I don't know who owns it or nothing. But it's a very interesting old house. It's got that tower on it.
Yeah. It's a, what do you call it? A
Rapunzel.
That's it. It's got a Rapunzel tower on it.
Yeah, all I have to do is lasso my hair up to her.
Yeah, because you've got long hair,
pull me
haven't you? Alan's got long hair. He'd be able to. I'm pulling you up. Yeah, very nice. I think there's a couple of pictures of it. Let's go to the next one.
Yep.
There you go. Looks a nice house, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
How long have you noticed that empty for then, or you just spotted
I just noticed it this year.
So many empty properties, I think.
I noticed it because I went to visit my friend, that one that was out playing the guitar.
Right.
He lives up there by it, so I drove by it and seen it.
Right. I like the porch on it. It's got like a curved porch which goes around the house at the front.
Uh-huh.
So I suppose it's the front or the back, whichever way. Very nice. You took it in winter when it was snowy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, then that's brilliant, Alan. Yeah, we're all spotting these things, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
You might not have spotted it. Oh, it's Mickey trying to call me. You might not have spotted it before.
No.
Mightn't you? Just gonna have to knock Mickey off. I'll have to call him back in a minute. Oh, sorry, Mickey. Yeah. Shall I just, I can call him quickly. Hang on a second. Oh my goodness, the stoppages. Hang on. Yeah, behind the house.
That there is called Cedar Point. It's a big rock point up there with a bunch of cedar trees growing on it. It's all rock up there.
Right.
I think it's an ancient tree stump.
Ah. Have you got anything closer than that, or is that the only?
No, not yet.
Wow. Yeah. That's
when
right
I was
behind your house, isn't it?
No.
Oh no, sorry, you're just on the road. You're just taking a picture.
Yep. I was at another friend's house because she lives across from it.
Right. You'll have to go up there and go for a walk.
We did when we were growing up in grade school. We used to go up there and climb on it.
Do you remember what it was like up there? You still think it's the same thing?
I haven't been up there for, I don't know, 20, 30 years.
Wow. What's your memory of it up there then, that it is a tree stump?
I can't really remember much.
Right. So you need some more investigation then, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. It's amazing how you take notice of your environment, and then once you wake up, you start noticing all these other things that you didn't see before.
I didn't have any idea what it was all about back then.
No, now you take on the law, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't you? You take on the law single-handedly, don't you, Alan? You're into
We
common
all
law.
we all need to take on the law and disobey the law.
Yeah, well, we're only disobeying their law, aren't we? If anything,
Yeah.
not really the law or the right law or what the whole thing. It's all
No,
wrong anyway.
there's two laws on the land: maritime law and natural law. And we need to get back to natural law.
That's
because
right.
the regular law is slavery. We have to do what they tell us to do.
Common law you're talking about, aren't you?
Yeah, natural law. The law of the universe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all man-made laws.
Which you don't take much notice of, do you?
No, no.
He's a little rebel, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. You are, Alan. But, well, that's interesting. You're going to have to find out a bit more about this place now to find out whether it just really looks like a tree stump, or whether it's rock or what. Okay, we'll just stop for a moment. What were you saying? You the other day?
I've seen some people putting out some posts on people that are wearing a mask around their head so that they can be somebody else.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
So people you see on TV like Biden and Trump or Bush or whoever.
Well, we kind of worked out, me and Amy, with the Watts case, that as long as, like with Chris Watts, as long as they could hear him, they thought it was him, even if it wasn't. That's what we saw. Because he changed so much, Chris Watts, but that's what we saw. Put a mask on, okay, starts talking. Everybody believes it's Biden when it isn't.
Right?
Oh, is that why they wanted the masks? To cover up who they are.
That could be. It's a slave. The mask represents slavery.
Yeah, we can't say too much more about it though, Alan, although you've made your point, because you know what YouTube are like. Yeah, I know, they're not probably your favourite, are you? But we're on the YouTube platform here. Obviously, privately, we say what we want, don't we? But when we're public, we have to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, well, nothing surprises me, because everything's a load of rubbish.
Right?
Yeah. Anything else, Alan? Anything? He's thinking. Hang on a second, we'll just stop for a second. We're stuck here with Alan's cat. Who's that then? Who are we looking at? The black and white one?
That's my boy cat, Spot.
Spot. Yeah, he looks like a boy cat. Aww. How old's he then?
I'd say somewhere around 14, 15.
Oh, he's quite old then. Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's looking good. He's looking good, Alan. I very much appreciate you taking the time to do this little hangout with me. I actually got this feeling that you don't like doing it, but you said that you do. It's not everybody's cup of tea, though, Alan, hangouts.
No, right?
Some people can't wait to get on a hangout, and other people don't want to go on one at all.
Right.
I suppose they're worried. They get nervous about if they suddenly start talking about rubbish, or they get stuck and they can't speak, and it's. But it's the same for all of us. We all have to go through that, and then it's only me and Alan talking. Really, there's no one here. We're just talking to ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah.
So there's nothing to fear. But I very much appreciate this time. So you told us about Julius Caesar and Jesus Christ, so everybody can go and watch that video because the name and the channel and that's on the description. You've shown us your new abode which you're building and haven't quite finished yet. You like cars and you like your Mustang, don't you? Is it Mustang? It is a Mustang, isn't it?
No, not a Mustang.
Whoops, sorry, it's a Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
Whoops, get it right. And you're spotting things around you like the hills and houses. About right, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for coming on to talk to us about this, Alan. Much appreciated. And how long before you can move into your house?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I have to finish hooking up the stovepipe through the ceiling.
Right.
And I have to do the ceiling inside.
Right. You having a little bit of a break from it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's like that. You've got all that day, you think, oh God, I can't do any more. Something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah. But you do plan to live in it, don't you?
Yeah.
That's all credit to you, Alan. All credit to you. Clever man, building his own home. How many of us can do that? Anyway, Alan, thank you very much. When we finish this, right, and I turn the button off, Alan will start talking, won't you? More and more, and I'll be going, what? I wish I recorded this. Yeah, Alan actually has a lot to say. He's a very clever bloke. And sometimes you send me all sorts of things for ideas and things, don't you?
Yeah.
Over the years. And also you like spotting the talent, don't you? You watch things and you think, oh, that's a good channel, and then you tell me about it, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah, Alan's a good friend of mine. We've been having odd hangouts for a long time. Haven't we, Alan?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, a few good years now. I've been terrorising you on these hangouts. But anyway, we're going to finish now. Thanks again for spending this time with us and explaining these things. It's brilliant. And, yeah, it's a bit hard to know what to say about the Julius Caesar one if you don't believe in Jesus in the first place, isn't it?
Mhm.
But it makes sense, doesn't it? Because they have to lie about everything. Do you think...
Yeah,
anyway, yeah. We're going to finish now. Thank you very, very much, Alan.
Thank you for having me.
Alan, and not a chat room.